Hi, I'm Bill, the Yank, who is now serving in the Midland Southern District. I have the Port Lee Circuit. If you haven't experienced the plowing matches, you really ought to. Over 3 days, almost 300,000 people come. And they don't all watch people plow. They go to exhibits and they see displays. I said to Des Bain, why don't we have a booth at the plowing matches? He said, I don't know, why don't we? Why don't you just do one? And we put together the first one, and we gathered together some people and some biscuits and some tea, and we decided that what we were going to do is not get in anybody's face. Oh, we hand out brochures and things like that, materials that they may want, and we answer their questions, and sometimes we've even had prayer with people. We've gotten better at it. But its purpose is not to make Methodists out of everybody, but to fulfill our mission, to continue to get our feet wet in a place where 300,000 people come every year, and say to them, what you're doing is important to your neighbors who are the Methodists in Ireland. Okay, the biggest risk was whether anybody would come. I mean, that we are in a group tent filled with hotels and travel agents and other people. And for the first couple of years, they really just were a little puzzled. And we weren't sure whether we could get people to help us. Now, last year was an amazing year, and there were Methodists that came from any number of circuits to help. So it's beginning to grow. It's beginning to be less of a risk because it's beginning to work. I think the most important thing that God teaches all of us, and me particularly, is that we are not selling anything. What we give is because of what God has given us. And the grace of God is important in this project. If people don't understand grace, we try to explain to them, look, we don't charge any more than God charges us. And also I've discovered that God cares about everybody. The people who came by, some of them were Methodists, some of them were Irish, some of them were other things, and some of them were people who had just a vague curiosity about what we were like. And all of those people, we discovered that God welcomes them. We need to begin to understand that in our own lives, that God offers grace not just to the people who look like us, but to everybody in the world.